In pottery, there tends to be a lot of destruction. But there can be a lot of beauty in that destruction. When working with clay, something could go wrong in every step of the process. Wedging, air pockets, throwing, flopped pieces, sculpting, cutting too much off, drying, S-cracks, the kiln bomb, blaze fire, fused at the kiln shelf. We could have our greatest, most beautiful and sacred piece displayed, and suddenly it's to the floor in hundreds of broken shards.
In 2020, we decided to purchase this space out here. It's a shed that we converted into my office.
I'm Trisha Fouts, and I've been doing pottery for about 3.5 years, I would say.
Late 2020, I took a pottery class, something I always wanted to do. Got done with the class, I fell in love with pottery. I found it super relaxing, it was stress relieving, but there was no place to do pottery. So slowly my office started transitioning into a place to escape and more of a pottery studio. And then one day I came home from work and told my husband, we need to open a pottery studio.
My name is Chase. I started doing pottery in 2021. Yeah, so I think the big thing that drew me to pottery was the ability to just work with my hands. I've always loved working with my hands and being creative and kind of being artistic. But with pottery, I love that I didn't have to worry so much about the outcome of my piece. Rather, I could just get in there, make something, and if it succeeds, it succeeds. If it doesn't, it doesn't. During the time of, just having fun with pottery, I found out my wife was leaving me for somebody else. In this time, obviously my world took a spin. It was crushing. I felt like my life was over.
I got married very young. I was married and divorced by the time I was 29 years old, and I have 4 kids.
Not so much worried about myself, but more, my son Everest and just his well-being, and just what that future held for him.
I enrolled at RCC to really go to college to kind of break out a cycle of poverty, and I wanted so bad to take a ceramics class. Putting that clay in my hand reminded me as a child, I loved playing in the mud. I went outside and played in the mud all the time. And so just that feeling of the earth on my skin, I found very relaxing and calming.
I felt as if pottery just gave me the opportunity to step away from what was going on in the chaos of my life, just kind of free my mind and focus in on one thing.
So I have this wheel at my house, and I was really the only one interested. But I did have a son who lived with me. My husband and my son had a bit of a falling out, and he and his wife and kids moved out, and we were estranged for a period.
I think that one of the best things that pottery has given me was the opportunity to rebuild a relationship with my mom, bring us closer together. It's a love that we both have, and we're able to share together on this journey that we're now on.
It was really the beginning of kind of repairing our relationship.
Mud Hut started, I would say, in my mom's she shed, a place where we used to create pottery together.
I thought, wow, why doesn't Riverside, the city of arts and innovation, have a pottery studio? It kind of just made me go,
While creating, my mom and I used to always toss around and joke around about opening a studio, giving lessons. We never really took it serious. I think we made a Google or Yelp page, posted to see if somebody wanted to come and take a lesson, and it just blew up.
one day he said, "Mom, I think I'll quit my job and I will operate the studio for you."
Growing up, I never envisioned myself doing pottery. It's something I've always had an eye on and thought was cool, but never really thought that it would be my life now. It's amazing to now be able to share the love that I found with clay with others, to create a community where people could come in, have a good time, free their mind from the hustle and bustle that's going on outside of our studio.
I've always loved giving back to the community, and I do feel like in so many ways this studio is a way to give back to Riverside.
I hope that Mud Hut can be somewhere where people just can come in and let their creative juices flow. I'm a firm believer in clay therapy and the therapy that comes through the clay process. So it's my hope that if people are going through things in life, they can find the love that I found with clay and just kind of decompress through that process and ease their mind a bit.
I want people to be able to come in and create something, to be able to escape. Like, you walk in Mud Hut and you forget what's outside of those doors, and you come in and you grow and you learn. We are not therapists at Mud Hut, but clay is very therapeutic.
I think sometimes from the hardest points of our life, we grow the best. If I didn't go through the lowest point of my life and gone through the trials and tribulations that I recently did, I definitely don't think Mud Hut would be where it is today. It's amazing to look back and just reminisce on the feelings that I had in my head, the things I was going through. But now to have a breath of fresh air and just okay, you are on the right path, you are doing what you should be. And something that I find real beautiful about this journey that I'm on and with pottery is the love that my son has found for it. It's amazing to see him get in there and hop on the wheel and kind of mess around, get dirty and have fun. It's something that I hope he holds forever and cherishes.
It's given me a lot, obviously. Work with my hands, to be able to create, to be able to give others, but also really give back to my community through a pottery studio, which I think has been amazing.
I've learned that pottery isn't always about the piece or the outcome or the tangible item we receive at the end of it all. Rather, it's about the journey, the experience, the time with clay, the relationships we build with fellow potters, and the lessons taught through the process. In life, there can be a lot of destruction, but there's also a lot of beauty in that destruction. It's about the journey, the experience, the road that leads us forward, the relations we build with others, and the lessons we acquire through the process. So I'd encourage you not to run from the destruction, because who knows what beauty is going to come next.